receivers. They have tackled good backs. This is not a fluke that both defenses are playing so well.
San Diego was able to score first. Let's take a look at the 2 touchdowns. Here it was, Flutie to Curtis Conway.
At maximum protection, you can see Conway flash from left to right across your screen. He's able to get open against double coverage because of maximum protection.
And then just before halftime, Kitna to the rookie Chad Johnson, and he's going to be a good one.
Yeah, he is going to be a good one. And what I liked about that is Kitna saw Junior Seau come right up the middle on a blitz, try to get into his head, and couldn't do it.
Looking forward to the second half. Take a look at the numbers.
Well, the number here that stands out is time of possession. San Diego has dominated time of possession in their first 2 games. Now Cincinnati, even though they haven't scored more than 1 touchdown, is keeping San Diego's defense on the field in what is an unseasonably hot day in San Diego.
Danian Tomlinson held to just 19 yards on 6 carries. So the Cincinnati defense able to do what they wanted, and that is to stop the rookie. Cincinnati will kick it off to start the second half. Neil Rackers, there's Ronnie Jenkins. Deep for San Diego. At least one of these teams will be 3-0, and that, if you were to take a wager before the season began, you would have gotten pretty good odds. And that's taken by Jenkins. Left side, and he's got some room. A flag is down. And Jenkins out of bounds at the 45. Driven out of bounds by Rodney Heath. Will check the penalty.
Well, that's what you want to do coming out in the second half, is get a spark on the opening kickoff, whether it's coverage or return. And San Diego had what they wanted, but they have an oops.
Well, just a few moments ago, Scott Kaplan had a chance to talk to Dick LeBeau.
With Coach Dick LeBeau. Coach, what did you say to your team at halftime in a closely contested game?
Tough game, we knew it would be. Shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times. We tried to make some good adjustments, give our guys some good stuff. We just got to finish this thing. Who plays the last 30 minutes is going to win it.
All right, Coach, good luck. Thank you. All right, guys, back upstairs.
All right, Scott, John Holisek called for the hold. So San Diego will go from the 25. Tomlinson left side. Nothing going.
Well, Oliver Gibson, number 99. It doesn't matter what kind of adjustments the offensive coordinator makes. When you get a guy like that, that can get penetration. What he does is he pushes Raleigh Roundtree, the left guard, back into the backfield. Tomlinson has no place to cut.
Tomlinson grew up in Waco, Texas, south of Dallas. Told us he was a huge Cowboy fan. As you take a look at the hole closing in a hurry. In junior high, he got a flyer about the Emmitt Smith football camp. First, his mother said he couldn't afford to go, but she saved the money and did. So it was a great day. An incomplete pass. That was intended for Curtis Conway, who was well covered by Rodney Heath. In fact, Tomlinson still gets excited when he talks about going to the Emmitt Smith football camp.
You know, he had posters of all the great running backs in college in his room wall, bedroom wall. He had Eddie George, Emmitt Smith, all those guys, because he wanted to be like them, and so he wanted to surround himself with their images. And he's giddy whenever he meets one of these guys, because they're still his heroes.
4 wide receivers: Conway, Graham, Dwight, and Reggie Jones. Terrell Fletcher is the lone back. Flutie out of the shotgun. 3rd and 10. Guns it. Incomplete. Very nice coverage by Mark Roman, the second-year defensive back out of LSU, second-round draft pick last year. That was intended for Jeff Graham. And San Diego will have to punt.
Well, Jeff Graham and Mark Roman get tied up on Graham's break. And so Flutie hesitates just a little bit, but then that threw off the timing. The ball ends up behind him a little bit, and that's what opened the door for Roman to get an arm in there.
Bennett from the 10. Needs less than 38 yards of punt today. Peter Warwick is the deep man again for Cincinnati. This is a good high booming kick, and it's taken at the 27, and he's dropped immediately. Ronnie Jenkins made the stop for San Diego. 47-yard punt, no return. 7-7 early in the third. First series for Cincinnati in the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 28. Again, there's a spread formation. Dillon stays in the block. Pressure for Kitna. And he lobs it out of bounds. Rayleigh Johnson had the pressure. Let's go down to Scott Kaplan.
Guys, Jamal Williams left at the end of the first half with a sprained knee. They've taken him in for observation. He will not return to this game. So again, Jamal Williams out of the game.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. That means we'll see a lot of Leonardo Carson, the second-year player out of Auburn, after the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 from the 28. Delay. And Dillon had nowhere to go. Rodney Harrison, coming from the strong safety position, was all over that.
Well, when you got a guy that's so fast, you can blitz him from deep. And the problem is the offensive line doesn't account for him when he's not up in the box. And so when he runs in there, there's no one to block him. Now here's Rodney Harrison. The offensive line isn't even thinking about him during their pre-snap read. And by the time he gets up in there, there's just no chance that Corey Dillon has.
3rd and 15.
It's a good halftime adjustment.
Chad Johnson is back in at wide receiver. A flag. There was motion on the line. They're going to wave off the play. Darnay Scott caught the pass, but they're going to bring it back.
Offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Richmond Webb moved early.
Richmond Webb happened to block Rayleigh Johnson down there, and he's one of the quick right defensive ends. You've really got to get a good set, and that time he just jumped a little early.
Third quarter has been the Bengals' best. They've outscored their opponents 27-0.
And you know what? Both of those numbers are impressive. That means the offense is making good adjustments, but it means that defense is smothering. This is not the same old Bengals.
3rd and 20 from the 18. Kitna. Plenty of time. Oh, almost intercepted. That was intended for Marco Battaglia. Bounced in and out of his hands and almost picked off by the nickelback, Davis Sanchez.
Well, boy, that's 2 balls that Kitna's thrown that have been in the hands of defenders, and the defenders just plain dropped it. That ball's thrown behind Battaglia, and Sanchez has a chance for a touchdown. There's nothing in front of him but about 15 yards of green grass.
So both teams 3 and out to start the second half. Harris on again to punt, standing at his own 3-yard line. Dwight is back at the 39. It's a nice high effort. Dwight takes it on the run at the 38 and gets it to the 45. 44-yard punt and a 7-yard return. Jawan Armour made the stop. 7-all in San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Snickers Cruncher. Hungry? Crunch this. IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Hertz, the world's #1 in car rental.
Again, good field position to start for San Diego. Tonight on 60 Minutes here on CBS, how prepared are we for a biological or chemical attack? Let the man who briefs the president brief you. That's tonight on 60 Minutes. Tomlinson alone in the backfield. From the 45, quick pass taken by Conway, and that may have gotten to Conway on the hop. Incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 45.
Well, this is a halftime adjustment from Norv Turner. Doug Flutie and he got together and decided, hey, we have to find a way to get the ball around this front 7 of Cincinnati because we can't run it up through there. So what Norv did that time was he packed it in with 3 tight ends. Conway was way out wide in man coverage. If you complete that pass, Conway's got a chance to make one guy miss and go a long way.
Motion, that's Hayden, the tight end. The rookie bounces it left, and he's tripped up after a gain of 3 by Raynard Wilson. Well, Takeo Spikes has been dealing with a very difficult situation off the field. His father, Jimmy, has been battling brain cancer since last February back home in Sandersville, Georgia. Takeo has been going back and forth to be with his dad. The team's been allowing him time off. He'll leave after the game today, fly to Atlanta, make the hour-and-a-half drive home, then return in time for practice on Wednesday. Takeo told us when we talked to him yesterday, his father's always been his hero and role model, so it's been really tough on him. We'd like to add our prayers and best wishes for Takeo and his family during this difficult time. Flutie, sidearm. And this is going to be a first down and more. Jeff Graham deep into Cincinnati territory. A pickup of 28.
Well, this is another feature of North Turner's offensive. You've got crossing routes that take a long time to develop. Now, he's on the left side of the offense. He comes all the way across the field, and he just gets lost out there. He crosses 2 or 3 different zones of coverage before he finally gets the ball in a gap. But look at Flutie. It's like, hey, finally, we got something working.
He's spotted at the 24, 1st and 10 for San Diego. Again, Hayden in motion. Tomlinson. Somebody lost a helmet. He's inside the 20. Chris Carter made the stop for Cincinnati.
Well, there's that slashing movement of LaDainian Tomlinson, and watching film on him, it's amazing that he can get through holes where their guys aren't even blocked, because he gets into the hole and through it faster than most defenders are used to. Usually there's a tempo that a running back reaches the line. Tomlinson gets there an instant ahead of that tempo.
9 carries, 27 yards. Conway the motion man this time. Tomlinson tries to bounce it out. Can't turn the corner.
No, he can't turn the corner, but he gave a message to Brian Simmons. This is one of the finest middle linebackers in the NFL. You've got a rookie who missed all of training camp that gives him a stiff arm with his left hand and rocks him backwards.
Tomlinson carried the ball 36 times in the opener against the Redskins, but he's used to carrying the load. Last year at TCU, he averaged 34 carries a game. He even had a 49 carry day in a game against the University of Hawaii. 3rd and 5. Terrell Fletcher has checked in. So has Tim Dwight from the shotgun. Flutie guns it. And that time, Dwight is able to hang on. And that is a San Diego first down.
Tim Dwight, very quick guy in from Atlanta as part of the trade that brought them. Yeah, that's a nice catch. That brought them LaDainian Tomlinson and Tim Dwight take Cody in return for the right to draft Roger Vick. And actually, in talking to John Butler, he said that Dwight was such an important part of that trade that if he weren't included, they would have nixed it and Vick would be here.
Fred McCrary, the lead block for Tomlinson, who gets it down to the 10. Nearing 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Of course, that was a big trade for this franchise here in San Diego. A lot of good players coming out of this deal. Tomlinson, of course. Take Cody, the 3rd round draft pick, 4-year starter at Florida State. Tim Dwight, as you mentioned. They got Drew Brees with their regular pick in the 2nd round, and they still have a 2nd round pick coming up in the draft next year. I formation, 2nd and 8 from the 10. Play action, Flutie. Fred McCrary, and McCrary's down to the 5.
Well, as Flutie spreading the ball around to different players, McCrary not a big part of the offense in the first half, but Flutie's trying to find people that might be overlooked by this swarming Cincinnati defense. Take a look at Freddie Johnson, number 88, just flashed. He's going deep. He takes the defense deep, and that allows McCrary to be open underneath.
3rd and 2.
Oh, boy, yeah. Oh, he's got something to say, doesn't he? Careful, that's a penalty.
3rd and 2 from the 4. Tomlinson, touchdown. Third touchdown of the year for the rookie out of TCU.
Take a look at Roundtree come up. Number 74, he squares his shoulders, and the reason that this play goes is that Raleigh Roundtree squares his shoulders to the line, and when he goes forward, he takes out 2 guys.
Richie's try at the extra point is good. And the Chargers regain the lead with 8:01 remaining in the third. 14-7, San Diego. After the Tomlinson touchdown, 14-7. San Diego, 9 plays on the drive, 55 yards. Tomlinson now 12 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown. Keaton, 5 yards deep in the end zone. That was a booming kick by Wade Ritchie. Field position has been a big part of the Chargers' success here early. San Diego with 4 touchbacks coming in after only 2 all of last year. And next Sunday, the NFL on CBS shows off regional action. In one matchup, Eddie George leads the Titans against Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Cincinnati takes on Pittsburgh, and the Chargers tangle with the Browns, and the Cleveland defense has been tough. Check local listings, beginning with Jim, Jerry, Randy, Mike Marcus, and Leslie, as well as Deion Sanders, the newest member of our NFL Today family. And for more, go to NFL.com, the official source for all of your NFL information. Or AOL keyword NFL.com. Dillon right side, fumble, and the Chargers have it. Stripped from behind. Rogers Beckett, the free safety, recovered the fumble.
Corey Dillon's not used to being caught from behind. They tried to attack Leonardo Carson in for Jamal Williams over right guard again, and there was nothing there. He broke it out to his right, and once he cleared the line of scrimmage, he's looking ahead. He gets caught from behind for the strip.
3 turnovers now for the Bengals, and the Chargers have it going.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by NASDAQ and by the United States Marine Corps. The change is forever.
Well, once again, the Charger offense will start in great shape from the Cincinnati 40 after the fumble by Corey Dillon. Conway in motion. Tomlinson will get the carry right side. Big hole. And he has a pickup of 9. That'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Corey Dillon's carrying this ball on the fumble in his left arm. That's the side the pursuit's coming from. See, the ball is here in his left arm. So as he turns up, Rodney Harrison, number 37, catches him from behind. Corey Dillon can't see Rodney Harrison. He's looking down the field to try to see who he's going to beat in the next 5 yards. And so since the ball's on the pursuit side arm, it gets pulled out.
They spotted at the 30, so that's another San Diego first down. Tomlinson misdirection left side, and this time he gets the corner. And another San Diego first down.
Well, there's another North Turner play. Cincinnati's defense is stuffing the play side, so this play is designed to start to the right and then cut out to the left. And what I like, Bill, about what Tomlinson does here is when he makes the move on Hawkins, right here, his shoulders are square, his shoulders are square. He doesn't turn him very much to the sideline. That allows him to make that break once he finally clears the contain.
Justin Smith, the rookie, took the inside route, and he was sealed by Steve Hayden. So that helped Tomlinson get the corner. 1st and 10. Terrell Fletcher is checked in. He gets the toss right side. Down inside the 15, and let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York. Get an NFL update. Jim?
All right, Bill McAtee, good to hear from you. And Baltimore has tied it up now at Denver. Elvis Gerback to Kadri Ismail, 20-yard hookup, 13 all, 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Bill and Trevor.
Ravens trying to rebound from a week ago. The tough performance against Cincinnati, and that was a huge win for the Bengals as a franchise. Tomlinson is back in on 2nd and 7. Flutie stops throws, a battle for it. It's incomplete. It was intended for Freddie Jones, the tight end.
Well, now, why does Flutie throw this ball? Because Corey Hall had good coverage. It's because Jones is 6'5", 270, and he's expecting the bigger man to wrestle the ball away, and give credit to Corey Hall for sticking his hand in there and breaking up that pass.
Cincinnati defense has done a good job on Freddie Jones today. Second in the AFC in receiving among tight ends to Tony Gonzalez last year.
Freddie Jones is reminding people of a young guy they used to have that was fairly productive here, Kellen Winslow. He's got a ways to go yet to be to that production, but they like it.
3rd and 7. Flutie buys the time, swings it out to Fletcher. And Fletcher's down inside the 5. Good example of Fletcher's quickness, and Flutie able to buy that extra moment.
Well, Fletcher's another guy who was quiet in the first half. He's a playmaker. So Flutie buys time with his legs, and then when Fletcher's got the ball, he's very, very quick. And he's a guy that Cincinnati hasn't had to worry about in the first half, but all of a sudden now they better keep an eye on him because he can hurt you.
1st and goal from the 2. Loaded backfield. Tomlinson. He'll get there. Second touchdown of the day for LaDainian Tomlinson. And like his hero, Emmitt Smith, he's going to keep the football.
And like his hero, Emmitt Smith, look what he does. He sees that it's stopped inside, then he turns it to another gear and accelerates outside. And Takeo Spikes, as fast as he is, can't catch him.
Wade Ritchie for the point after. That's good. And San Diego now 14 points off of Cincinnati turnovers. 4:44 left to play in the 3rd, and it's 21-7 Chargers. Back in San Diego, and LaDainian Tomlinson, 15 carries, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Wade Ritchie kicking it off. Curtis Keaton is the deep man. Still on his feet, out across the 20, still going. And finally, gets it out across the 30 and driven out of bounds at the 32 by Zeke Moreno. And Wednesday on CBS, The Amazing Race continues. Out of 6 billion people on the planet, 1 man must be found to stay in the game. Don't miss an all-new episode of The Amazing Race. That's Wednesday on CBS.
So now it's on John Kitna to win this race. He's got to be efficient now, much more efficient. He's got to do what he did against Baltimore, which is now spread the ball to different guys.
Left side, they give it to Corey Dillon. Dillon gets it back to the line of scrimmage. John Perella was the first man there.
John Perella made the tackle, but Leonardo Carson is the one that made the play. He got penetration, and this play was supposed to cut all the way back to the right. Look at Carson. They're going to try to come back to the right, but Carson is so far upfield that they can't, along with Gerald Dixon, but you can see the fullback, Lorenzo Neal, go block all the way to the right side, backside contained. Leonardo Carson blew that up.
2nd and 10. Oh, big blitz. All kinds of problems for Corey Dillon.
Well, this time Leonardo Carson benefits from Rodney Harrison on the blitz from depth again. Harrison's going to come in on the blitz, get drilled, knocked down, and still get a hand on the ball carrier. Look at him come.
Watch this.
He's going to run into the fullback. Down he goes, but watch Neal. Now he gets a hand on him for Harrison.
Still fighting.
And then Carson cleans it up. But I mean, Rodney Harrison's on the ground after getting completely leveled by the fullback, and he still gets a hand on the running back's leg.
And that's why he's one of the most respected strong safeties in the National Football League. They run the draw on 3rd and long.
Now, I'm going to wonder about that call, because they have receivers that can make plays down the field. You know, and 2 touchdowns down near the end of the third quarter. Cincinnati's got to start throwing the ball down the field to those receivers and let them make some plays. Because what they're doing now is just not working. And what they're doing now is the short game.
Nick Harris, the rookie from Cal, on to punt once again. Standing at his own 10. Tim Dwight takes it at the 37 and gets it out to the 41, and that's where San Diego will start 1st and 10. And this date in history takes us back 28 years when a quarterback named Johnny Unitas became the first man ever to throw for more than 40,000 yards. He did it in a Charger uniform, and the opponent that day, the Cincinnati Bengals.
1st and 10, the 41-yard line.
Well, the fans have had a lot to cheer about today here in San Diego. Charger defense has been exceptional. Hyden in motion, 1st and 10 from the 41. Flutie will throw it. And the scramble left side. You sort of have to expect, because you see a quarterback in the open field, for him to slide. Flutie so rarely does that.
Well, Flutie, in talking to Norv Turner, says that he makes most of his plays from the pocket. You see the highlights of Doug Flutie on Sunday night from his scrambling plays. You see him run around and do exciting things. They're more fun to watch. But Doug Flutie is actually a very good pocket passer, whether it's a straight drop back or a roll to move the pocket.
Norv Turner said that was one of the things that really impressed him about Flutie. He picked up 3, 2nd and 7. Tomlinson, big hole. Down to the 33.
Boy, look at his speed. Tomlinson doesn't look fast, but he gets into the hole before you know it, and then he has a burst, and because he strides so well, look at him get through the hole, and now look at him turn on the speed. He's moving forward a lot faster than he looks like because he's so smooth.
A pickup of 23 yards. 1st and 10 from the 33. Tomlinson is out. Terrell Fletcher has checked in. He's the deep back. And they give it to Fletcher, and he's got some running room. Battling his way down to the 26-yard line.
Well, there's a play they didn't show in the first half. Norv Turner is still making second-half adjustments, halftime adjustments at the end of the third quarter.
Mike Riley talked to us about field position and how important that has been to this team here in the early going. This drive is the 6th time the Chargers have started beyond their own 40.
When you look at the defense of Cincinnati, you're standing there with their hands on their hips. They're starting to feel the heat down here.
Tomlinson is back in. 2nd and 3. A little stutter step. Lets the hole develop, and he's down to the 5.
Well, this is what John Butler meant when he said he reminds him of Thurman Thomas. Not just the vision, but take a look at the explosion once he sees the hole develop when we come back.
And that puts him over 100 yards. That's the end of the third quarter with our score. San Diego 21, Cincinnati 7. We'll return to Qualcomm Stadium after this message and a word from your local station. Well, they've spotted the ball at the 7, so Tomlinson is just shy of 100 yards officially. We'll call it 100. But officially it's 99. Tomlinson. Well, he's over 100 now. And down to the 2. Vaughn Booker made the tackle for Cincinnati. Yeah, he was so much fun to sit with and talk to the other day. The players love his attitude, his work ethic. You know, he has no baggage with him.
And when you talk to the other players, the veterans, Harrison, Sayout, they'll tell you that the thing they respect most about him is his character. What a man he is.
2nd and goal. Tomlinson looking for his 3rd touchdown. And he's got it. There's the signal. And another ball for the trophy case.
We'll take a look at the offensive line surge. Domingo Graham, number 71, and then look at Fred McCrary, number 44, explode into the hole. Tomlinson then doesn't get hit until the goal line.
18 carries, 106 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the rookie. Wade Ritchie's extra point try is good. And the Chargers extend their lead. 28-7 with 14:15 remaining. 28-7 San Diego here early in the fourth after the third touchdown by LaDainian Tomlinson. And that's a pretty good way to start your NFL career. Wade Ritchie's kick deep in the end zone. Curtis Keaton will take a knee after fumbling it. They'll bring it out to the 20, and once again, let's check in with Scott Kaplan. Scott?
Guys, funny story, depending on your perspective about LaDainian Tomlinson. He's wearing a big smile right now. But last week at this exact same time against Dallas, he wasn't so happy. That's when he reached up, grabbed his ears, and realized his 2 diamond earrings worth an estimated $20,000 were missing from his ears. He never recovered them, but he did tell us earlier this week, that's okay, he's got insurance. Back upstairs.
You know, I found him is some nose tackle in a 4-point stance on 3rd and 1. Looked down and saw something sparkle, picked him right up.
That story had gotten around the league. Even Corey Dillon had heard it. So what was he doing wearing during the game? Lorenzo Neal, the big fullback, gets it. Punishing stop. Junior Seau and Orlando Ruff. Seau wants to get everybody fired up.
Well, Junior Seau anticipated that play. He figured they were going to go to Lorenzo Neal sooner or later, and when they did, he was right on top of them. That's what we talked about earlier, where he anticipates what the offense is going to do. Take a look at Junior. He breaks down, makes a clean open field tackle, but he expected that to happen before the snap.
Junior Seau, who breaks down every aspect of what the offense is going to do. He says, by the time we play the game, I feel like I've already played them 5 or 6 times. Kittner will have to operate out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. Now he'll take off and slides at the 26-yard line.
Well, Kittner was looking at Chad Johnson the entire time, and this is one thing you notice about him still in his career is that sometimes when he gets rattled, he will stare at his primary receiver. He'll do his checkdowns, but he looks at his primary receiver, and so that throws off the timing on the rest of it when the defense can kind of have an indication where he's looking first.
3rd and 5. Cincinnati desperate to get something going on offense. Kittner gets a couple of yards before being dragged down by Leonardo Carson.
Now, once again, Kittner was looking at Peter Warrick the entire time. He had run an out route just beyond the first down marker, and Kittner stared at him until he felt the pressure come. Carson now has to reset himself mentally.
Carson has played well in place of Jamal Williams.
He has. He's held up, especially against the run where Cincinnati thought they could exploit him.
So again, we'll see Nick Harris. Tim White standing back at the 34. Fair catch made at the 35. So again, good field position for San Diego. A 42-yard punt, no return, and we'll be back with more after this.
Fierce, so bold. It's fierce. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV, the #1 digital satellite entertainment provider. Smirnoff Ice, intelligent nightlife. And by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
28-7 San Diego as the Charger offense has exploded here in the second half. Follow all the games on NFL.com, and after the games get in-depth analysis and recaps from the experts. Only at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com. Left side, nice spin move by Tomlinson. Able to make something. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
Well, Tomlinson, his numbers have been very impressive, but I'll tell you, this offensive line, coached by Joe Bugel, who's been a head coach in this league, have been absolutely terrific. They're very good in their technique. They have good solid base with their feet. They don't get their feet crossed. They play low. They play square to the line of scrimmage. As we look at Joe Bugel, he's got these guys coached so well technically.
Hiding the motion man. Again, Tomlinson gets it. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Well, a good one between the Ravens and the Broncos, and let's check in with Jim Nantz for an update.
All right, Billy Mack, the Ravens were down 7 in the second half, then tied it on a Gerback to Ismail pass. Now Gerback to Travis Taylor for the lead. 2013 Ravens with 6:39 remaining in Denver. Let's go back to Bill and Trevor.
Boy, that's terrific for San Diego.
Now people are going to start wondering, are the Chargers for real? They've put together 3 great games. Flutie out of the shotgun. Terrell Fletcher has checked in. Flutie guns it. That's complete. It'll be short, though, of the first down. Curtis Conway with the reception, but it'll be about 3 yards short. Let's take a look at what San Diego has ahead. Cleveland, that could be a pretty good one. Browns defense is not bad. New England looked great today against Indianapolis and Denver and Buffalo, but make a good case that the Chargers will be favored against the Browns and the Patriots, so they could well be 5-0.
Well, you take a look at those 3 home games in a row. That's where I think their case is going to be made.
Peter Warrick standing back at the 22. Letting Bennett's punt. Moving everybody away. That goes out of bounds. And spotted at about the 23-yard line. 28-7, 9:55 remaining in San Diego. Back in San Diego, and Monday on CBS, the King of Queens surprises his wife with a birthday present she'll never forget. You'll have to see it to believe it. That's Monday on CBS. Cincinnati first and 10. Kitna under pressure, gets rid of it. That's caught by Darnay Scott.
Pass is complete to Tony McGee.
Now check that, Tony McGee, and McGee is close to a Cincinnati first down.
9-yard gain.
Cincinnati without a first down in the second half.
They only ran 7 plays in the third quarter for a grand total of 0 yards.
So 2nd and 1 from the 32. Cincinnati needs points, not first downs. Kitna up top, incomplete. And again, he was trying for Tony McGee. A flag is down. Gerald Dixon, strong side linebacker, had the coverage.
Well, this was a nice job by Kitna. This is what we talked about he needed to do.
Interference. Defense, number 51. First down.
Dixon called for the interference.
John Kitna had Peter Warrick and Chad Johnson streaking down the right side of the field. They were both covered, and so he checked off, went to Tony McGee, and was able to pick up the pass interference penalty. But the thing I like about this, for Cincinnati's comeback chances here, is that John Kitna is not rattled right now. He's now calmly making decisions again.
Back in the shotgun, 9:20 remaining. And finally get that first down of the second half, and comes to a penalty. That's caught. Dillon out of bounds near midfield. Gets it out to about the 47-yard line.
Bill, how about that for swarming defense? He catches the ball on the very edge of the sideline, and 4 San Diego Chargers are there to gang tackle him.
Bengals
no huddle
to the line of scrimmage quickly. Kitna straight back up the sideline. And that's almost intercepted. He was trying to hit Danny Farmer. And Farmer had to turn defensive back, or Ryan McNeil would have had his 5th pick.
Well, Farmer, watch the feet. This is inadvertent contact. They're both looking back, and now their feet tangle, and Farmer's the guy who falls down. But like you said, Bill, he does get a little pull on Ryan McNeil's jersey. It slows him down just enough.
And that will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 3. And whistles everywhere.
Their first charge timeout.
The Chargers take a timeout with 8:44 remaining. San Diego, 1-15 a year ago. And how impressive have they been in 2001?
Well, they've had impressive acquisitions who have contributed, but I'll tell you what, none more so for Coach Mike Riley than offensive coordinator North Turner. Now look at what's happened in this game. At halftime, it was deadlocked at 7. Neither offense could do much. In the 3rd quarter, San Diego ran 22 plays and scored 3 touchdowns. They got the ball to some different people, fullback Fred McCrary. It's amazing what they've done.
All the new folks that have come to San Diego, this is a team without many weapons last year. Now they've got a bunch of them. Big play players on offense and defense. And that was almost picked off. Darnay Scott couldn't hang on to it. And that could well have been intercepted.
Yeah, and this is a nice throw. It hits him right in the hands. The problem is, I think Darnay Scott could see the safety in his vision. And I think that distracted him because, you know, he knew he was going to get drilled. And I think one eyeball was on the ball and the other eyeball's on the safety. Look at the right of your screen. Look ahead of Darnay Scott. Look at that white jersey. I think Darnay's got an eyeball on the ball and an eyeball on number 31, Jason Perry, and that's why the thing falls to the ground.
Jason Perry in his 3rd year out of North Carolina State. Safety comes in the dime package, and he almost had a gift.
Would have been a gift either way. If that ball would have been caught, Perry would have had a once-in-a-season cream shot on a wide receiver.
Hands. Offense, number 73, hands to the face. 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 3rd down.
Richmond Webb draws the penalty.
You can see him shaking his head there. I mean, the poor guy's played a good game against an outstanding opponent in Ray Lee Johnson, number 99, and all of a sudden now he gets his face on TV not because of a great block, but because of hands to the face. I feel for the guy because he's played a very good game. And look at Ray Lee Jawbone. He's going to be in Richmond Webb's ear about that.
3rd and 13. 4 wides for Cincinnati and Brandon Bennett. Dugan stays back in to block, then he releases. And Kidna hits Dugans, and he's going to be well short of the 1st down. And there's a late flag.
Well, Matt O'Dwyer, the left guard, is sitting on the ground flat on his rear end there, and the flag almost went between his legs, so I'm not sure what they're calling. It went right between his knees.
Well, they changed the hands to the face penalty. It was actually Matt O'Dwyer. So here we were talking about Richmond Webb. You mentioned his face on TV, and he didn't even do anything.
Well,
Matt
you know
O'Dwyer
what? No,
who drew
did.
the penalty.
No, Richmond Webb did hold.
Continuation foul. Defense, number 97, personal foul, 15 yards.
Wow.
1st down.
And that comes on John Perella.
Yeah, John Barella. Look at his arms. Look at the guns on that guy. He bench presses over 600 pounds. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be involved in any continuation that he's a part of. There's other penalties that could have been. There's Darnay Scott. Now, that's a clip on Rodney Harrison, and it's late. Harrison, look at him. Wow. You know why he's so mad is because he's choked down. The play's already over, and then he gets hit from behind. So, you know, Richmond Webb held Ray Lee Johnson on that play. John Perella is the one who ends up getting caught, though.
And then he came up and hit him in the helmet. So that may be in the league office tomorrow.
No, listen, I think that's justified. He should have hit him harder.
From the 41. Brandon Bennett again is in the game. Kitna straight back. Swings it out to Bennett. Bennett hit hard by Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison and Junior Seau high-low the guy. And look how excited Rodney Harrison is.
Rodney ran over to have a word with Darnay Scott after that big hit.
Rodney is just, he's suffered so long with having no offensive production, and he's so excited this season to have Doug Flutie in there and North Turner because of what it'll allow him to do in his career.
2nd and 7 after the pickup of 3, and they blow it dead. And there's another late flag. Rodney Harrison and Darnay Scott got into it a little bit again.
Yeah, you've got a lot of stuff going on down there right now, and some of it's legal and some of it's not. But what it all amounts to is 7:44 to go in this game, and the Bengals need 3 unanswered touchdowns to tie this thing. And so, you know, all this stuff is going on. It's fun to watch, but the Bengals have got to quit messing around and get the ball into the end zone. Now, how are they going to do that? Throw the ball down the field.
False start. Offense, number 73. False start. Penalty is declined. Personal foul. Defense, number 37. By rule, it is a 5-yard penalty is declined. We will penalize 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
And that's good. I'm glad they're calling personal fouls right now, because right now the officials are in danger of losing control of this football game. In the last 3 plays, we've seen guys hit other guys in the back. We've seen guys with hands to the face. We saw that continuation after the fact. That's just basically hitting the guy and giving him the business after the whistle's blown, which is what John Perella did. The refs have got to take control of this thing, and that's what they're doing right now.
Well, you mentioned how long Rodney Harrison has suffered. One of the things that he has done is he goes over and checks in on the rookie, LaDainian Tomlinson, who lives right near him. He'll sort of go in, make sure he's eating right, and sit around, talk with him, talk football, talk whatever he wants, making the rookie feel comfortable.
Well, Harrison wants to win, and he knows how important LaDainian Tomlinson is, you know, to getting him his Super Bowl ring. It's not about Rodney Harrison, it's about the team, but Harrison's a big team guy.
1st and 10 from the 23 after the penalty. They run the draw to Bennett.
Right now, the Chargers are not respecting those wide receivers. This is amazing me. Harrison, the safety, comes in on another blitz. Another blitz. He's going to come from the right of your screen. There he is, number 37. And he's going to get around the legs of Bennett. But the thing of it is, that leaves man coverage outside, and Kitna's not able to exploit it.
Bennett stays in. Kitna throws it away.
And another flag down.
That was in the vicinity of Darnay Scott. Scott was a good 10 yards down the field.
But you know what, Bill, it's amazing me how San Diego is attacking them. Now, they're mixing it up, but more often than not, they're bringing somebody out of that secondary, the linebackers, to pressure Kitna.
Number 73, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. 2nd down.
Kitna knows that he's got man coverage on the outside, but they're not shaken loose. And so San Diego's cornerbacks are shutting down these outstanding wide receivers of Cincinnati. And there's Richmond Webb again. You know, this is a matchup that bears watching as the game continues on here in the 4th quarter against Ray Lee Johnson.
2nd and 20. Move it back to the 33. Kitna from the shotgun. He loses the football. Cincinnati falls on it, but Marcellus Wiley had the pressure and caused the fumble. And that's why they brought him here from Buffalo.
He had 10.5 sacks there last year, taking over for Bruce Smith. He's number 75 right there. And you know what he said? He's going against Willie Anderson, maybe the best right tackle in the NFL. And what he said yesterday was that he was going to give grief to Willie Anderson if he got a sack, saying, hey, I got a sack with a broken foot.
For those of you expecting to see 60 Minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the game between the Bengals and the Chargers. Bill McAtee along with Trevor Maddich. San Diego leading 28-7. 60 Minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following the game, except on the West Coast. And what a big hit. Junior Seau. And they love it here in San Diego.
And Junior Seau is expecting this to happen. He's staring on the opposite side of the field across at Bennett. Take a look at Seau looking across. And he's going to come across now and say, okay, I'm going to let him make the catch. But when he does, I'm going to be there. He read this from before the snap. He was staring at Bennett the whole time.
I'm surprised Brandon Bennett got up as quickly as he did. That was a shot. And Cincinnati's going to take a timeout. 5:39 remaining. They're on their feet in San Diego.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the HP PhotoSmart digital camera. How will you use it? And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
Well, the San Diego Chargers on their way to 3-0 with 5:39 remaining. And the crowd didn't stop cheering for that entire break. 4th and 17 for Cincinnati. Kitna, plenty of time. Takes a shot into the end zone. Incomplete. And the ball will go over to San Diego, intended for Chad Johnson.
Well, that was a nice throw. I thought that was going to be completed. It went right through his hands.
Well, tonight on the CBS Sunday Movie, 3 brutal murders and a suspect behind bars. One lawyer says he's guilty. One says he's innocent. Brian Dennehy and Mary Stuart Masterson star in the world premiere mystery Ed McBain's 3 Blind Mice. That's tonight on CBS. Cincinnati with only 173 yards of offense. Junior Seau and that defense has done a good job today. San Diego will take over on downs. Terrell Fletcher is in. Bengals with only 3 first downs in the second half. They give it to Fletcher on the right side, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now, we talked about this at the beginning of the day. It really is different when you're here in San Diego. You talk to the teams. And they both, coming in, felt optimistic. They both were sort of thinking in the back of their minds, well, maybe the playoffs. We asked Junior Seau what his goals were for this year, and he said, you know what, I just want to be playing after the regular season ends. 28-7. Clock is running. Inside of 5 minutes remaining. Left side, Fletcher dragged down for a loss of 2. 28-7, San Diego. Well, Cincinnati felt coming in that they didn't want Doug Flutie to beat them. All the players we spoke with, they said, well, we know we can do that. We want the rookie to have to beat us. And Damian Tomlinson has come up big when he's had to.
Boy, he's had a lot of help. Damian McIntosh, Raleigh Roundtree, Kendall Jaycox at center, Domingo Graham at right guard, and right tackle Vaughn Parker, opening up holes for him. Absolutely spectacular in the second half.
21 carries, 107 yards for Tomlinson. Terrell Fletcher. Not much there. Raynard Wilson made the stop, the Bengals' top pick in 1997. Clock continues to run. 3:45, and let's take a look at the end zone work of the rookie, Damian Tomlinson.
Well, here you've got number 74, Raleigh Roundtree, clearing the way for him on 1 touchdown. This one's Domingo Graham, number 71. That comes in, makes a block, he bounces it outside, and it was the burst of speed that helped there. And here comes Domingo Graham again, number 71, along with the fullback Fred McCrary to clear the way for Tomlinson.
T.J. Hushmanzada is back deep for Cincinnati, replacing Peter Warrick. He'll take it on the hop. Losing ground. Finally able to turn the corner, and he gets it out to just beyond the 35-yard line. Zeke Moreno, the young linebacker out of USC, drove him out of bounds, a 45-yard punt, and an 11-yard return. Once again, a reminder, coming up next on CBS, 60 Minutes, except for those of you here on the West Coast.
And boys, we look at Mike Riley, and we talk about that offensive line. Let me add to that, the tight ends. You've got a pair of 6'5", 270-pound tight ends blocking for LaDainian Tomlinson and Freddie Jones and Steve Hyden. As you look at the offensive line, you're going to look at number 64 here, right there, Kendall Jaycox. He has lost 60 pounds this offseason. I mean, imagine 61-pound tubs of squeezed parquet placed all over his body that he lost.
And he's still at 317, 318?
Yeah, he's still well over 300 pounds, but he's so much quicker now.
There's an injured player down on the field. That's Carlos Polk, backup linebacker for the Chargers. Doug Flutie, he has been everything they had hoped for when they signed him to come here. It's really the first time that he's had a team of his own with things in the offense built around his skills.
Well, you know what he said that was really interesting was that at Buffalo, he always had the sense, whether he was starting or not, that they always wanted Rob Johnson to get worked in somehow, and so he never, ever took a play off during practice or during training camp. But here, during camp, he would rest his arm from time to time because he knew that it was his team. Drew Brees, the rookie behind him, won't be ready to play for a couple of years. They'll let him learn behind Doug, and so Doug now is confident and he's comfortable.
Last time the Chargers started 3-0 was 1994. They began the season with 6 straight victories and went on to the Super Bowl that year. What a turnaround.
And there's the guys. I wonder what LaDainian's going to nickname his offensive line. At Texas Christian University in college, he had him nicknamed the Big Uglies. And there he is sitting right on the end next to Coach Joe Bugle. LaDainian knows where his bread is buttered. That's the offensive line coach and the offensive line he's sitting next to. And I asked him what he was going to name these guys, and he laughed. And he said he's not quite ready to be naming these veteran offensive linemen yet and giving them a nickname, but look for it down the road.
Said he always wanted to be a running back. Grew up admiring Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Eddie George. He said he had posters up in his room. He kept them up all the way until he went away to college. Well, of course, this was the decision they had to make in Buffalo. Rob Johnson has had a disastrous start to his year, and Doug Flutie has been nothing short of magic here in San Diego.
Well, right now it's 3-0 instead of 2 versus 0-3. And, of course, you know, they've got teammates around them. And so, you know, it's not just Rob Johnson's fault, but there are a lot of people that believe that the best quarterback that the Buffalo Bills have had since Jim Kelly is wearing blue and gold instead of blue and red.
Polk is still down, but now sitting up.
Well, Polk is a special team standout. I mean, he's an absolute animal on teams, and they expect him to take over the starting middle linebacker job in a few years, but right now he's a big spark on this special teams unit that has performed very well today. And look at that jersey. He's been on the ground a little bit today. That's flying around on teams.
3 minutes remaining, 28-7, San Diego. Very tight first half. It's a 7-7 after 2 quarters. But the Chargers have exploded here in the second half.
I love you, Junior! We love you!
Maybe some unique fashions here in Southern California. Curtis Keaton has checked in at running back. Big hole there. Stopped by Jason Perry, saved the touchdown. So burst from the Bengals here late, and they're in San Diego territory.
Keep in mind that the Bengals have outstanding skill people that can score fast.
Now Keaton again. He's got another Cincinnati first down. Clock continues to run inside of 2.5 minutes now. Rogers Beckett made the stop. Beckett, the 43rd player chosen in the 2000 draft. Mike Riley thinks he has great range and really knows his way around the football. Peter Warwick. And Warwick is down to the 20.
Well, see, Warwick's a guy that they say is due for an explosion. He had 10 receptions coming into this game, but he only averaged 7 yards per reception. And today, San Diego has done a good job of keeping him, as well as Darnay Scott and the other wide receivers, blanketed much of the time in man coverage.
Ryan McNeil and Tay Cody, the cornerbacks, have done a fine job today against the Bengals receivers. As you mentioned, Darnay Scott, Peter Warwick, the touchdown to Chad Johnson, but they've been pretty silent as a group. First down. Right side. Keaton again. And he's inside the 10, down to the 7.
So, the Chargers had better be careful and not let them get a touchdown here because those wide receivers you talked about have been silent, but they have ability, and it'll take one play for some of those guys to score. San Diego better be careful.
2-minute warning, 28-7 Chargers.
Missing Marine.
The Bengals first and goal from the 7. Keaton is the lone setback. Kitna throws it way out of bounds. Darnay Scott had run a curl pattern, but was well covered in the end zone. So 1:54 remaining, 28-7 San Diego. There's the lineup tonight on CBS. It all starts with 60 Minutes and the education of Max Bickford. That'll be followed by the CBS Sunday movie, Ed McBain's Three Blind Mice. That's all tonight on CBS. So second and goal after Kitna threw it into the seats. From the 7. Kitna in the shotgun. And that is caught. Touchdown.
Now this is what I mean.
Peter Warwick.
That's all well and good. There's a minute 48 to go. They still need 2 touchdowns, but the thing San Diego better watch out for, because that was just a gashing drive for a touchdown that used up about 15 seconds. As we see the replay on this, Warwick comes open just over the end line. It's a nice throw. It's a nice catch. Okay. But the thing of it is, Cincinnati has 3 or 4 guys that can score in one play from any place on the field. They've been silent so far today, but the potential's there.
Racker's on to try the extra point. It's good, and it's a 28-14 ball game. 1:48 remaining. Peter Warwick, first-round draft pick a year ago. He played with Tay Cody at Florida State. There's the drive, 6 plays. It only took a minute 12 off the clock. 64 yards, capped by Warwick's 7-yard touchdown reception.
And now we're going to see an onside kick coming up, and what you'll see is the ball kicked high to try to make it bounce high on the second bounce. And what happens is a big train wreck on onside kicks, because as that ball is supposed to bounce way high, the first 4 guys that go down for the coverage team trying to recover it wipe out the first 4 guys of the returners. And then the guys coming behind for Cincinnati will try to recover it. And so this is just a gargantuan train wreck in a place that neither team wants to be in, frankly.
Cincinnati will load up the right side. So San Diego will answer with the hands team up close. Look who's out there directing traffic, Junior Seau. Switching sides with Rodney Harrison. Onside kick coming for Cincinnati. Well, Cincinnati's got it, and that was a wonderful effort from Rodney Heath.
And what a terrific call by special teams coach Al Roberts. Instead of doing a traditional onside kick where it bouncy and high up in the air, like I said, it was a pooch kick, and Heath goes and gets it behind. Everyone's expecting this ball to be into the train wreck area, but instead it's behind the train wreck area, and Heath hangs on to it after a hellacious shot there. But Al Roberts, special teams coach of Cincinnati, did a terrific call. Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Some shot by Rodney Harrison.
A nice kick by Neil Rackers to get that thing up in the air.
Conference among the officials.
Well, the question here is going to be if Rodney Heath interfered.
The ball was legally recovered by the kicking team. At the conclusion of the play, we had personal foul against the kicking team, number 20. Personal foul against the defense, 52. Those penalties are offset. Both players are ejected. First down, Cincinnati.
Well, Mark Roman for the Bengals and John Holisek for San Diego. Both ejected.
Well, that's a mandatory fine. You don't want that with less than 2 minutes to go in the game.
And Cincinnati will keep the football. The penalties occurred after the recovery was made.
But this is what I'm talking about, Bill. Okay, a minute 47 to go, but now it's Kitna has got to get the ball to those wide receivers, and they have got to shake free. And right now, you talk about Tay Cody, how well he's performed in man coverage. He's not their usual starter. He's a rookie. Alex Molden's their usual starter, and he's out with an injury.
Are you surprised that Cincinnati has not tried to go deep, if for no other reason than to loosen up the defense a bit?
They have tried, but the wide receivers haven't gotten open down there.
Keaton is still in the game. A lone running back. Kitna. And that's picked off. And that'll do it. And who else? Ryan McNeil. They're going to bring it back. They whistle the play dead. But the 5th interception of the year for Ryan McNeil. Second of the day.
Well, that's a good season for a lot of cornerbacks.
McNeil and Cody have played very well today against the Cincinnati receivers.
We throw it to Darnay Scott, and Darnay doesn't come back as far for the ball as Kitna expects him to. And so the ball's thrown inside. Is it a bad throw or is it a bad route? I think it's a bad route. Scott has got to come back for that ball.
So 1:38 remaining. 4 turnovers for Cincinnati, 3 interceptions and a fumble. Well, Fletcher and Derek Harris in the backfield. You give it to Fletcher, the right side. And he's right at midfield. Artrell Hawkins made the stop, and let's check in once again with Jim Nance in New York.
All right, Billy, this has just gone final in Jacksonville. Mark Brunell was knocked out early in this game with a concussion. His replacement, Jonathan Quinn, picked off by Dalen McCutcheon, son of the legendary running back Lawrence McCutcheon, to ice it. The Brownies are 2-1 with their victory. Let's go back to Billy Mack and Trevor Manich.
All right, Jim, thank you. How about that?
Yeah, the Browns' defense is for real. I mean, they have an outstanding defense. Struggle on offense, but their defense is big time.
The Chargers have now forced 13 turnovers on the year after 20 all of last year. Fletcher close to a San Diego first down. Stopped just short by Justin Smith, the rookie. Clock continues to move. 40 seconds remaining. And the San Diego Chargers are going to go to 3-0. A reminder, 60 Minutes is coming up next, except on the West Coast.
I just popped out. Totally just popped out. Come on, man.
One more play. Flutie will take a knee, and that'll do it. San Diego will win it 28-14. Bengals suffer their first loss. They go to 2-1. Ryan McNeil has had a Pro Bowl year through the first 3 weeks.
Cincinnati Bengals 14.
7-7 at halftime, and the Chargers unloaded in the second half.
Chargers, thank you for attending today's game.
Well, both of these defenses are outstanding, and offenses, you know, for two teams that have been, you know, at the doormat of the NFL for so long. Both of these teams now are stocked with outstanding players, and you know, Flutie and the Chargers had the best of it today, but the Bengals are not done. We can no longer, you know, those of you people who made jokes about the Bengals can't do it anymore. Guys like Takeo Spikes, guys like Darnay Scott, these guys can play football.
Up next, the Cleveland Browns, as the Chargers try to go to 4-0. So for Trevor Manich, Scott Kaplan, and all of us at CBS Sports, I'm Bill McAtee. Thanks for being with us. 60 Minutes is coming up next.